We get ready for the holidays. Maybe you're baking cookies, maybe you're heading out for errands. We have some stuff to contend with. We'll start with the wind right now. Gusts in the teens and the 20s, some into the 30s, and it's going to be a pretty breezy day. Beautiful sunshine on the Providence Skycam, and we are going to keep the sun around throughout the day, which is lovely, but it's 26 degrees. That's fine, but with the wind, it feels like 17, and that's what you have to be dealing with as we move through not just the morning, but the afternoon. High temperatures today only in the low 30s, which is chilly even for this time of year, and with the wind, it'll only feel like we're in the mid to upper 20s. So add that extra layer to your wardrobe. You will certainly be thankful for it later. Now, overnight tonight, it's calm, it's cool. It's really nothing too big to talk about. Mid 20s, and that's about it. But tomorrow is where things get interesting, and I know that's really where you want the attention of this forecast. So let's get into it. We'll start with satellite and radar right now, which is quiet and calm, but zooming out all the way to, let's say, Wisconsin, for example, where there's some snow coming down. This is something we're going to keep in mind and keep an eye on as we move through these next 36 hours, because that storm, it's headed our way into southern New England. It's not a huge storm. It's not a blockbuster. Don't expect an absolute nightmare of snow over the next day and a half. However, we are actually talking about some accumulating snow here. So snow showers start as we move through mid-morning tomorrow, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. You'll start to see some flakes, even a couple earlier. I could see a flurry or two as we get towards 6 or 7. But again, the more persistent snow starts around 9 o'clock or so. Continues on through the morning and into the afternoon, even the early evening before it tapers off. But it's not so cut and dry as, yes, you get snow for that long. There are going to be some intermittent snow showers, and it depends on where you live. As you can see, there's a pretty abrupt cutoff for the coast. So if you're on the south coast, if you're in South County in areas like, let's say, Charlestown or Narragansett, maybe you're in Newport, even as you head to Block Island, expect more in the way of winter wet, not winter white. It's more of a wintry mix and rain for those areas. The same thing, by the way, for the Cape and the islands versus the snow that you'll have a little bit further inland, especially for northern Providence County, which honestly is not too dissimilar from our last snow forecast we had to do. I'm not going to say it's the same, but it's quite similar. So let's talk about the numbers here. I'm going to back off the screen so you can see the entirety of the map. 1 to 3 inches, that's where we're looking for areas like Woonsocket, like Burrillville, like Pasco, like Scituate, Foster, and Gloucester. As you get further to the south and east, that's where the numbers go down. And then as you get to the coast, that's where you're kind of out of luck. Now, will this be enough for a white Christmas? It is all very technical, and I think while there's a chance, it's pretty slim, especially based on this definition. Now, the National Weather Service says that a white Christmas is when there's at least 1 inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. local time on Christmas Day. While we are looking at some areas in northern Providence County with that much snow, I think the temperature proves to be difficult over the next few days because we will be above freezing. We'll have some sunshine. I think there's a decent bit of melting before we actually get to Christmas morning. So that's where the difficulty comes in. That said, hey, I hope I'm wrong. I hope you get more of that winter white than you actually expect, at least if you want it anyway. And by the way, if you want more snow, head up to the mountains. That's where the stuff is really accumulating. Christmas morning looks pretty good. We're in the mid-20s. We have some sunshine. Temperatures in the 40s in the afternoon. And then we end up with another storm that we're tracking as we move from Friday into Saturday. This one could bring us some snowflakes as well.